And we are officially live, people. Welcome to the first Movie Nerd Watchalong. And it's a little bit crazy because it looks like I'm sitting next to a dark screen. But once this thing actually gets going, it will not at all be the case. Who am I? I am, of course, the movie nerd, as per usual. And Billy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Listen, I'm just Billy Mack. I'm a humble movie enjoyer who's by all means underqualified to be watching these movies with Dominic, but all too excited.
Absolutely, and it also helps that you're shrouded in complete darkness. Helps to complete the mystery of your identity, because I almost feel like I'm sitting in one of those like true crime documentaries where like the person who's being interviewed is like completely blacked off and you can't see. It's like this person chose to withhold their identity. That's what I feel like. Except for the only problem being that like your name is at the bottom of the screen, so it kind of ruins the effect. So, Billy, what movie have we elected to watch tonight for the viewing audience's pleasure?
Godzilla, King of the monsters.
King of like you should put like Godzilla semicolon King of the monsters. Easily a movie that I was very much looking forward to. Fun fact, Billy, this movie was actually in my most anticipated for last year, for 2019. It ended up becoming almost making my top 10 worst movies of this year. And now, of last year. I still keep forgetting that we're in 2020. And now we're about to sit here and we're about to watch it. And
I think
this is going to be fun.
Guessed that it would have been your worst movies of the year.
Probably also consider the fact that like I had a lot of unconventional movies I feel like in my top 10 worst of the year. So Billy, we're ready to go. We're both on the 0-0 mark. Are you ready to get this thing going?
Yes, give me a countdown.
Dude, it's all right. 3, 2, 1. This is Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Woo!
All right. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited already.
Legendary logos. Feet stepping. Ominous noise. Legendary logos.
Oh, some ancient hieroglyphs in the background?
Yep. Oh, starting with the scream. So I will say this movie actually does start with some promise. Like, this movie definitely does the best in terms of like actually establishing a continuity between these MonsterVerse movies.
Yeah. I will say, for a movie that prides itself in like visual effects, watching it in 480p is probably going to take a hit.
Absolutely. Especially considering like this movie takes like every criticism that we had of like the last couple in terms of like these movies clearly don't give a shit about the human characters and like puts that to the max.
Yeah.
But again, like the visuals continue to be the best parts about these movies.
Yeah.
Starting off. See, now, Billy, in the movie world, that's what we call a match cut. Except here, it is a poorly done match cut.
What's a match cut?
So a match cut is when you have two images that look similar and you cut directly to one. So a perfect example is in 2001, A Space Odyssey, when the monkey at the end of the first sequence in that movie throws the bone up in the air, and then it cuts to the spaceship that's shaped similar to it.
Got it.
See, we learn things here, too.
Whenever a pod of dolphins washes up on shore, I'll know Godzilla.
Blame Godzilla. Hey, they brought back Sally Hawkins and Ken Watanabe. Are they going to actually use them? We shall see. Oh, great year. Missed that year.
We could be outside.
We could actually do things.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown in her first major post-Stranger Things role. Will they actually use her? Probably not.
Yeah, my guess is no.
Hey, Billy, you want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown, I think, is 16 this year.
Get out. How old was she when Stranger Things started? Was she 10 or 11?
I'm trying to think. 2004, 2016. She would have been 12 when that first season came out.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. There've been 3 seasons of Stranger Things.
Like for me, it's like my age becomes like really noticeable with an actress like Natalie Portman, right? Like Natalie Portman's around my age, but like you grew up like she was like the actor was like kind of your age, like super attractive. And she still is, obviously, and she's like a great person. But now you look at her and like you see her age, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's my age.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially when you look back and think about like when she first started in her career, and it's like the mid '90s, and she's like Millie Bobby Brown's age when Millie Bobby Brown started on Stranger Things. And then, it's crazy. Speaking of Natalie Portman, did you know that she was originally supposed to be in the Romeo and Juliet movie with DiCaprio?
I did not know that. I did.
Yep, but she was like, I think she was like 14, and DiCaprio was 21. So even by 90s standards, that was weird.
Even by 90s standards, but not by 80s standards. It would have been perfectly fine by 80s standards.
This is true. Well, I mean, DiCaprio dates models that are my age, so. And he's like 45, 46. I love how we're not actually talking about anything having to do with this movie.
Listen, I don't know the etiquette of watching these movies while the stream is up. Is it cool that we talk about things while it's on?
Rule number 1 of this etiquette: there is no etiquette.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
It's like Succession rules. Rule number 1: there are no rules. Oh, now something's actually happening.
Or Captain Barbosa.
Yes.
Merely
I will admit, though, like, for everything that this movie has going against it, the visuals in this movie actually are, like, really awesome.
Like I said,
like as we're about to see.
480p is really tough.
Why are you watching in 480?
That's my only setting. I was like, it's a little grainy. I went to my settings. 480 is all it has.
Oh, man. That's disappointing.
It's okay. I mean...
As long as you can tell what's going on.
It's only the dark scenes that get tough. This is actually okay.
All right. As long as you can tell what's going on.
Yeah.
Monarch. The shield of this verse. If you think about it, this is like the last remnant of like movies that like tried to rip off Marvel.
Think so?
Yeah, because DC stopped trying to do the universe game. The Dark Universe died off. The Sony Spider-Man verse died off, and they sold Spider-Man to Marvel or split the deal halfway.
But this is so different. This is like,
I know.
Do you count this as like an ensemble movie?
I mean, well, not an ensemble, but a cinematic as part of a cinematic universe. Yeah.
I feel like cinematic universes isn't unique to Marvel.
I agree, it's not, but they are the ones that made it popular.
Well, yeah, like bigger than popular. Yeah, they're the ones who really. I mean,
okay, I'm not gonna lie. This scene is actually pretty cool.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen did it first, bro. Come on.
Yeah, true, but
Yo, we had Frankenstein and Dracula and Van Helsing in the same movie.
No, but remember, Universal tried to do it with their MonsterVerse, and we all saw how that turned out.
That's true. This Mothra?
Yep.
So is Mothra? Oh, I don't know. That's spoilers. Is Mothra supposed to be like a good guy in this movie?
It's whatever. Like, I don't even know if there's like the term of good guys better. The one thing that I will say that this movie actually does really well, and why it starts off with promise, is because the whole thing is that they're just like animals, you know, and they're just doing as animals do, but they're also like, you know, giant. And,
yeah.
You know, if you get near them.
Yeah.
Which again is probably the thing that these movies have going for them.
Yeah.
And then they made Kong Skull Island is that Kong was a very territorial beast that like was just protecting its territory, you know?
Yeah.
No, this guy gets what's coming to him.
Yeah, this is the Jurassic Park opening with the one guy who gets eaten by the Velociraptor. Yep. This is that.
Yeah. And the other thing that I give this director credit for, so this director was I'm trying to remember. It's the same guy who did that Krampus movie. I'm forgetting his name right now. But
did what?
What's his name?
Did what movie?
Krampus.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I actually heard it. I heard it was good.
Yeah. But the whole thing that I give him credit for is that this guy really put a lot of thought into like the design of these creatures and making them as like animal-like as possible.
Yeah. You mean just like Disney's Lion King?
Yeah. Except that's a whole different story, because that it's like, oh, let's make animals as realistic as possible, even though that's, not made the original story great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I seriously am in awe. These visual effects, really are impressive.
They are.
And now we introduce the dumb human subplot.
I just want Millie Bobby Brown to stare at it and put her hands out and blood.
Put her hand out.
Oh, there it is! There it is!
Oh,
right
wait.
on cue.
Oh wait. Just wait. That has yet to happen.
Plot twist. This is in the Stranger Things universe.
Yep.
She is 11.
Right. She's 11 forever. Ooh. We just gotta put out our hand and be like, I connect with Mothra mentally.
This is
actually be way cooler than what actually happens.
This is more like Caterpillar.
Yep.
Like a larva. Ooh. So wait, I'm trying to interpret that scene. Something was making it angry. And so
because the dumb human shot it and it was pissed, and so the whole thing is that she was trying to find the right frequency with that machine in order to calm it down and communicate.
Got it.
Yeah, it uses sonar technology, like with whales and stuff.
It's just the lights. They should just use this. When they use red lights, it gets angry. When they use blue lights, it gets happy.
Hey, that's the easy way to translate across. with color frequencies, and translating emotion across.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I told you.
Blood starts coming out her nose.
Right.
Yeah. Its head explodes. Mothra dies. End of movie.
It hasn't even started yet. We haven't introduced the other.
Oh
yeah. And this subplot comes in now.
Oh, what? Wow. So these they're just scientists.
Right. Not anymore. Now they're just roadkill.
Oh, shoot. Tyrion Lannister and the Lannisters.
Yeah, Tywin Lannister.
That's what I meant to say. That was actually embarrassing.
Yeah, right.
I will say, though, at least they make Ferrets white guys in this movie. That's
right.
Nice.
No, there's so many generic white guys. It's a pretty great intro for a character that, barely does anything in this entire movie.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
Flashback to a much better movie. Thomas Middleditch.
I did enjoy that movie, but at the same time, my biggest criticism was you saw 1 minute of Godzilla in that whole movie.
Right.
I feel that's all I remember anyway.
But I don't know. I feel like it was he was actually well utilized.
Yeah.
And it actually really helped contribute to the story. My biggest problem with that Godzilla is that the lead character, or the guy who ended up being the lead character, was super uninteresting.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you remember what happened the last time the military tried to intervene and stop these things? Or of the times throughout history? Why?
Okay, what would make this movie truly the best movie? It would go from your top 10 worst to your top 10 best. And this guy was low-key about to drop the knowledge that these aren't the only mutants in the world, that he knows of 4 turtles and a rat that live in the sewers that can also save that. If they combine the Ninja Turtle universe
with Godzilla. I've been waiting for that combo. Well, I'm so pissed that I didn't get the Ninja Turtles Transformers crossover that was teased with the 2014-2016 Ninja Turtles live action.
Honestly, that would have been awesome.
That would have been great. That would have been great. Would have been better than both those movies.
I love the Ninja
story of the movies. Half the work is already done.
Right. She was a good April O'Neil. I like the Ninja Turtles.
I didn't hate her. She was better in those movies than she was in the actual Michael Bay directed movies.
Yeah. I mean, but she made the first Transformers movie was great for a lot of reasons, but she was like one of them for sure.
Yeah. I remember my prepubescent 10-year-old self being like, "Oh wow, so that's what an actual human girl looks like."
Right, but unfortunately, it ruined our sense of standards for like what a normal girl looks like. You're looking for Megan Fox. She doesn't exist.
You're looking at Megan Fox for the whole thing, and you're like,
transition
to animals eating what is clearly a carcass, or sorry, what is clearly a stuffed dummy.
Yeah.
Bill, did you ever watch Friday Night Lights, the show?
No, I've seen the movie.
I have not seen the movie.
Oh, the movie's good.
I heard the show's good.
I mean, what made that come to mind?
Because that's Kyle Chandler from who started the Friday Night Lights TV show.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn you, helicopter, for disturbing my isolation. And you know he knows what they're from because, you know, the logos are on like 3 different sections of the helicopter.
We need someone to photograph the monster. Oh, is that his family? Oh, yeah, that's his family. I forgot. Yeah. Never mind.
That just shows how memorable those characters were, if you already forgot about them. I should have been there for them. I'm a serious dad figure.
Because if I were there, I could have stopped them.
From the giant moth and then the terrorists with guns. Once again, hating on the nerd character, because that's a cliche that's still around.
Mm-hmm. Question real quick, Dominic. Is my microphone in ear or in my right ear?
That's a good question. It's kind of, I feel like that's kind of up to you.
Oh, could you hear me when I do
As
that?
long as I can hear you, yeah.
Because I think the microphone is only in one of my earbuds. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Ooh. If you focus really hard, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Will you, though? Will you really? Putting on my seriousness.
Weren't they going to combine King Kong and Godzilla?
Yeah,
at some point?
That movie was supposed to come out this year, in November.
Oh, did they push it back for the virus?
Well, the thing was that the movie was originally supposed to come out this past month, and they had already pushed it back before the virus because of, reshoots and VFX, and because, the last movie didn't do as well as they expected.
Yeah.
Is that this movie was only a year ago, and it feels like this movie came out 5 years ago when the original Godzilla came out.
Yeah.
Again, it has all the key ingredients to be a cool movie.
Right. I think at the end of the day, movies like this, like, I don't know, like what makes them successful? Is it truly like some sort of blend of the human element combined with like the kaiju culture and like giant monsters, or are people attracted to this movie in order to see amazing like kaiju action?
It's tricky because the whole thing is that, obviously you can't have the kaiju action without the human element. Because you can't just have nonstop kaiju action, because then it's not a movie. Then it's basically like a cartoon. But for some reason, they always take the Roland Emmerich approach with this, where the human characters are just uninteresting, and they always have it be, the basic
Yeah.
Family drama bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's to me why the Japanese takes on this are always so much more compelling, because the Japanese take it from a manner in which it's like, this is how humans would actually respond, And
Right.
like, this movie starts off that way, but in terms of how it's actually going to continue,
yeah,
that's a whole different story.
dude. Like Pacific Rim, the first one will always be one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, because that movie knows exactly what it's doing. That movie knows that it's a knockout action movie.
And Guillermo del Toro is brilliant.
Yeah. Yep. Because Guillermo del Toro actually knows how to make these types of movies.
That's true.
To the point where they literally have their own version of the helicarrier from the first Avengers.
Well,
Oh, okay. Well,
so those terrorists just killed the scientists and bounced?
Yep. And with the Vera Farmiga and Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, yeah, with the device that controls the monster.
Right, with the device that controls the Titans. The typical exposition scene where they explain who all the characters are. Oh yeah, Bradley Whitford's in this. I think the whole thing was that Bradley Whitford in this movie was supposed to be a play on Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Hence why his name is Rick.
Oh, that's interesting. Is that like confirmed, or is that just like a theory?
No, that was confirmed. That was confirmed. But the character of Rick Sanchez doesn't exactly work in a PG-13 setting.
I feel like the guy who had to play this role, they needed like a younger, more, I don't know, like who was their audience for this movie?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who was
your
the audience?
leads,
the whole
like
marketing for this movie was behind come see like Godzilla and all the typical kaiju in a knockdown, basically enter into like a WWE fight.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's cool in concept, and that's a brilliant marketing strategy. But when you actually think conceptually how that could work as a movie, you're like, oh, wait, it doesn't.
Right.
And so now they go to wake up literally. So again, if you look at this as like a WWE fight with like a lot of boring interludes, because for some reason people like that shit, then I guess this is interesting. But
yeah. A lot of helicopter action in this movie. I respect it.
Lots of that.
You could not pay me enough to get in a helicopter. If Kobe Bryant can die in a helicopter, anyone can die in a helicopter.
Oh, really? Billy, this is the first time hearing about this. I did not realize that you had helicopter phobia.
Dude, 100%. I will never go in one.
Is it specifically helicopters, or is it just any sort of aerial flying device?
No, definitely helicopters. They're pretty...
Yeah, helicopters are pretty unpredictable.
I don't know, physics, it doesn't feel like it should work. and the fact that they mess up all the time. You watch enough Black Hawk Down, like no one should ever get in a helicopter.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, granted, insurgents with RPGs aren't typically on every rooftop waiting to bring you down, but
the insurgent RPGs are still a thing.
Yes. Ooh, she's good at counterterrorism.
I was about to say, I love how she trained her daughter on the off chance that they could get
just like we talked about.
Just like we trained.
Just in case this would happen.
I'm training you for when you eventually get kidnapped and subjected to otherworldly, extraterrestrial experiments that give you psychic powers.
Ooh,
What?
Good for her. She's brave.
What? That's just a confusing scene.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, he actually, like, weirdly enough, is trying to, like, do something charming in order to, like, relieve the tension. Because, trust me, he is the last person that wants a 14-year-old girl there.
Would you flip off your captor, your terrorist captor, just witnessed murder a bunch of people? Whoa,
Right?
Hydra! Hail
Yep.
Hydra! Hail Hydra!
Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
Unleashing the biggest of the big bads, the 3-headed dragon.
Did you watch the video of oh gosh, what's his name? The guy who plays Captain America. I'm totally blanking. When Chris Evans did like a prank with people, like an escape room inside like a comic book store.
Oh, I think I heard about that, but I don't think I ever actually got a chance to watch it.
I just love how much of like a geek Chris Evans is.
Yeah, no, Chris Evans is awesome. He's like one of the few actors that like is probably legitimately awesome in real life.
Seems like a genuine good guy.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm loving how like the blue is reflecting on your face. Pretty cool.
Pretty intense. Give me some red. I want some red reflecting on my face now. Here it comes. He's gonna use the device.
Gonna awaken the Ghidra, the Geeds. Ooh. Cutting to more family drama scenes. Is that the bear costume from The Shining?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Like literally, like I remember. I think I saw that in like an Australia. It's got like the exact same bear costume of like the bear thing from The Shining.
Something's wrong. He's never been this close. Who's he?
Godzilla!
All right.
Godzilla!
A bit of actually funny lampshading.
Oh no! There goes Tokyo.
What?
That's a classic song. There's a song Godzilla. I forget who does it.
Oh wow.
It's brilliant. Oh no! There goes Tokyo. Oh no, Godzilla! And it's like a rock and roll song.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that one. I do admit the idea of like this specific science team that's like specifically designated to study Godzilla is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the idea of that is cool. Like in terms of the presentation, it's like
So it was established in the last movie that Godzilla could not be harmed by human weapons, right? Like he even like kind of like atomic weaponry just kind of fueled him.
correct.
Right?
Yes.
They obviously haven't tested the Ant-Man theory yet.
Right.
Just sent him right up the bunghole.
They never actually tried that out.
I know. Are they in a flying ship?
No, they're on like a sub of some kind. It's like one of those platforms, like the raft that like extends and is like built on like the bottom of the water. Ice Cube's son is in this movie, and he's just like.
Was that him, the guy on the guns?
Yeah.
Looks just like him.
Yeah. He played him in Straight Outta Compton. He was great in that. And he's
Oh
been
shoot!
cast in roles ever since. Which is really disappointing because he was really great.
Hey Morty, you know Godzilla, Morty. Hey Morty.
Yeah. Hey Morty, go run along play along with your Godzilla.
Well, you got nothing better to do with your life, Morty. You're a loser with no friends.
Pussy. Go play with Godzilla. going to mix up with like extra dimensional stuff with Godzilla. I don't even think I was doing a Rick impression that time. I think it was just like making my voice weirdly deep.
It was pretty good. You were pretty good. Ooh.
I've done better. I feel like really focused. Again, great visuals. Like really
cool.
good. Like the lighting is like actually really cool.
Yeah.
And like the use of color. So I think I'll give this movie like, the use of color that it designates to like each of the creatures. You know, like specifically yellow with Ghidorah, blue with Godzilla, Mothra, red with Rodan comes in later.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, the Rodan chase sequence is probably still my favorite in this whole movie. Yeah, I'm right here. Just establishing this guy hates these things. And he's just like trying to get up close and personal.
Like there's no shot. Godzilla recognizes people.
Right. Except he totally.
Not that's what he's trying to do. Whoa!
It's like I'm showing off. It's literally just showing off.
Why? Because I want to start a boat tour. Just show me.
Like they do try with the one-liners. Like I said, in terms of like taking like the zoological approach, like almost like a National Geographic thing. I feel like if they'd leaned more into that, we could have actually had something. But then they have to do this bullshit.
Because Godzilla is not like a sentient creature; he's kind of like primal, right? But like has a sense of.
It's just an animal.
Yeah.
Again, that's the thing that these movies have going for them: is these creatures are animals, you know, and they're just part of nature, just like everything else. They're just technically, if you think about, you know, the dominating factor over humans. You know, they're kaiju, and that idea inherently of itself is actually really fascinating. But the thing that the first one had going forward is that it was also a mystery thriller too, and that's why that's still the only one to me that actually is interesting and tries to do something with the human area, because the whole first act is about Bryan Cranston trying to about the conspiracy of these things.
Yeah, I like the build up though, like to the monster. Like every good reveal, there's a build up.
Right.
But I feel like the reveal was just pushed too far back. They'd be like, this is the reveal. Here's Godzilla.
And see, that's the thing. That just as a sequence in and of itself, that reveal in the first movie, like if you take that clip and isolate it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I still call BS on that. Because, I'm sorry, but if the Earth was actually filled with that many underground tunnels, first off, you know, there's this thing called tectonic plates. And, like, I feel like that creates too many loose shifting.
Yeah, they're basically saying, like, Godzilla can just, like, travel from one side of the Earth to the other through tunnels.
But even if that was the case, logistically, like, how fast could he move? You know, like, in one side or the other, even underground, that's, you know, pretty far.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
he's probably going pretty fast.
Supposed to be a thing, but, like, come on. Again, more good helicopter action.
So much helicopter action.
Was that his first line of the whole movie? Oh, no, wait, he had one before that. When they were, like, explaining the kaiju. That guy's name is Ash.
Catch him, dude. He grew up on the dark side of society. When he couldn't catch them all, he resorted to
trying to compensate by trying to capture the legendary Pokemon first.
Yeah. Yeah.
suspenseful. Can we get to the monsters fighting already?
I know.
It's been like, what, 16 minutes or something? Like, this isn't like the first one. The first one is pitched as like a mystery trying to figure out about Godzilla. This one, it's like... more firing at nothing?
Yeah, I don't know. They were
yeah,
shooting at each
other. On the other side. Okay, there's no way they're paused there for that long. They would have gotten shot.
Yeah. The good guys and the bad guys look very alike.
Right?
They're all wearing like the same gear.
And they try to like differentiate them with the type of clothes that they're wearing. But again, with how the lighting and the coloring here works, it's like, because everything looks...
It all just looks white and blue.
Yeah.
Ooh, pop them.
Boy.
Like, why wouldn't you pop them? What's their reasoning for not taking that shot?
They're wearing white too. See, now another point about filmmaking. This is what this twist that you're about to see is a twist that you would normally say for the third act of your movie. But we're a half an hour in, so we're at the end of our first act, and they put this twist here. This is called bad writing.
Oh, she's the betrayer.
Yep.
She betrays. Oh.
And it's like, and wait till you get to the actual explanation for why she is betraying mankind. Oh, it's glorious.
Because we no longer need to be the apex. We're ruining the world. These monsters will save it. It's going to be that.
Boom. You literally guessed the entire plot twist of this movie. And we haven't even gotten to the explanation of it. Gasp. What a surprise.
What an idiot. Like, I love my daughter. Stay here, daughter. I'm going to kill us all.
Stay with me as I kill every person on the planet by unleashing these things. Parent of the year.
God, she sucks.
Remember Vera Farmiga was trying to make a statement about how strong this character was because she's the first female character that, like, doesn't need to depend on a man or, like, doesn't have any sort of character motivation related to men.
I mean, I respect that, but at the same time, there's a difference between strength and stupidity.
Yeah. I'm like, what's the trade-off
there? It was good writing.
Right.
Believable. And then, like, yeah, you could make that argument, but...
elevators are still working as, you know, a glacier is crumbling around them. Because that's how science works.
Yep. Dom, am I able to run and grab a snack without pausing?
Absolutely.
Okay. 2 seconds.
We can't believe him. Why is Tyron still acting like he's calling all the shots? We already know that she's the main big bad here. Uh-oh. Oh. Down into the fiery pits of hell. photo. I'm also good at making a white noise by myself. But no, but this reel is so cool, it doesn't even matter. Oh, Billy, where'd you go? Hey, so now it really is just me. Hey, Takina. Miss you. I don't know where Billy went. He just disappeared. I'll just edit this part out. Oh, you're back. Okay. Yeah.
Donna, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you pause the movie?
Yeah, I did. What part were you on?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but yeah.
My phone died. My phone died. I'm so sorry about that. Hold on.
Oh, I was wondering. No, you're good. You're good. So you gotta be plugged in.
Where did you end up pausing?
Time code. I'll give you the time code. That'll just be easier.
Yeah.
I'm on 3925. So go to that time code.
Okay, 3925. 1 second, right? Okay, I'm at 3925. My phone died.
Ready?
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
my
nuts.
phone got it plugged in. I'm so sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, ready?
Tell them.
3, 2, 1, play. And King Ghidorah has just been unleashed.
So are these good guy soldiers or bad guy soldiers?
These are the good guy soldiers. Because, the bad guys already got away.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, right. Yes, great idea. It's like, idiots, we do this together, remember?
What?
Hey, those guys got what they deserved. They could have been running, but they spent their time shooting giant 3-headed dragon.
Yeah. With bullets.
Yeah, right? On, like, dead skin. And of course, the pile... Ooh, it's licking up the remains,
They're
too.
eating.
Now, that's another, like, cool little animalistic trick that I thought was pretty cool, is the heads all have, like, personalities of their own.
It was a really bold, like, and it's stupid that she, like, cares about her daughter so much, but is actively making decisions to end the human race. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right? That's what I mean. Like, there's suspension of disbelief, and there's, like, straight up just, like, logical fallacies that just don't make sense.
Right.
That little motion right there, that was, like, already more interesting than, like, anything happening with the actual plot of this movie.
Like the one head licking up the dead soldiers,
right?
Like tasting them.
Yeah. That was funny.
Like, there's no shot this giant dragon isn't way faster than them.
Right. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, here we go.
Who's coming to save the day? Who's coming to save the day?
Who is it?
So Mothra or is it Godzilla? Who's going to be?
Well, consider the fact that Godzilla was already heading this way. And the thing that's coming
Mothra is above
underneath the ice. Yeah.
I mean, would a giant lizard, it probably wouldn't do too well out in this climate.
Probably not, but,
Assuming it's cold-blooded.
Yep.
But at least, like, Godzilla is, like, energized with, like, radioactivity, so he could probably survive out here.
Like, again, like, the visuals, the colors here, like, this is already, like, more interesting than anything for the first one, but the plot is already just too dumb to even comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
And look how they have it silhouetted. Like, this is what they sold the movie on. Like, look at that shot. This is not a movie.
Yeah.
This is a WWE match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'd be dead.
Yeah. Oh, rest in peace, that head.
That's what I mean. Put some smackdown on it. Ooh. Again, just like the shockwave alone from like him falling would have like killed him.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Godzilla's a thick boy.
Yeah, he is. But we were making that joke back in 2014, remember? How you were joking about how Godzilla was? Oh.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, that's... I don't know. Does that qualify as cheating?
He missed that time. Yeah. We're setting it up for him to hit him the second time at the end of the movie. He won't miss at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Yo, what?
Oh, dang.
How did that snatch her up and not him?
Did she just, like...
Those jaws are huge.
Did she just get eaten?
Yes. That was like the equivalent of, like...
Would human...
Remember the one chick...
Would beings even be on, like...
Now, remember the one chick from Jurassic World that got picked up by the Pteranodons and thrown into the Mosasaurus for just no reason? That's... Okay, dead.
I just feel like there's not enough life on this planet to sustain the giant monsters here.
Agreed.
Like, what would that Hydra eat to keep them alive? Like the 4 elephants that remain in the wild, and then like that's it.
Yep. Okay, I'll tell you another problem that I have, specifically with how these shots are, with how these fights are shot. And it's a problem that I have with a lot of these types of action movies, which is that they're all shot from low angle close-ups of the monsters. Not as many wide shots, so you don't really get like the coolness of it. You know, that's the one thing I will say that I think the first one did much better is they had plenty of wide, so you had that like sense of scale of like how much damage these things could do, and you could actually see their fights, and they actually came off as like really cool.
Dominic, are you there?
Yep.
Dominic?
Can you hear me?
Oh, hold on.
Can you hear me? Anything? No? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Here, 1 second. How about now? Can you hear me? I can hear you. Hello? My voice is moving. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Damn it, I can hear you. Hold on. Here. Here, post the movie. Yeah, I can hear everything that's on your end. Here, Billy, leave the stream. Just exit out of the stream.
People down there in that village that don't realize they're going to be the special of the day.
Billy, if you leave the stream and then come back. Hang on. No, I can't hear you. Here. Billy, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. Yes.
Well, that was so bizarre. Did you pause your movie again?
Yeah, no, that happens sometimes. The audio cuts out for a second there.
Okay, so,
Right, so here, fast forward time code is 4705.
Okay, 4705. I'm going back.
Let me know when you're there.
So you were in the middle saying this is what I don't like. It's so funny because like this is what I don't like about these types of movies, and then it cut out. And I was like waiting for you to say something. I'm like, Dom, you've never not spoken.
Right, it's not spoken. Then you looked up and my mouth was moving, but there were like no words coming out.
Yeah, it's like
doing
no. I wasn't sure if like my earbuds were messed up. So I
it's
the
software. This happens this happens at least once, like during, especially with like long streams like this.
Okay, so hit me with the 3, 2, 1, and then continue talking to me about
what it is that I don't like about it. So ready? So 4705. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
All right. So what I don't like about those types of action sequences is they're all shot from low angle and like quick cuts. And it's the same problem that everybody has with the Michael Bay Transformers movies. It's like you can't see anything. You can't actually appreciate any of the action. And it's incomprehensible to the point of creating a headache.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting you say that because that was like, without even knowing any of those arguments, like looking into it, like that was my main gripe with a lot of it. Like in the Transformers movies, it ends up being like a jumble of metal and you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the Skype call to explain why she's insane. Oh my god. Oh, this is it's so great.
She's got everyone murdered.
Insane. Oh my god. But not humankind.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that they lost a kid in San Francisco to Godzilla from the first one. That's why like Kyle Chandler hates them.
Wow.
I love how she had this slideshow prepared before she made this.
Yeah.
This is like something out of a Stallone movie. You're the disease and the cure.
Its original and rightful rulers. I mean, they aren't very intelligent creatures.
Yeah, they're just like happen to be animals that like happen to be just
Godzilla?
Like. No, that was Kong.
I meant to say Kong. I meant to say Kong.
Yeah, that was Kong. Human infection. This speech is like something M. Night Shyamalan wrote when he was born.
I mean, there are answers. It's funny, like someone as intelligent as she is, like there are answers to these problems that don't involve extinction.
They don't involve like an extinction level event.
Yeah.
Now, not to give like any credit to her insane argument, but the one thing of kind of the point of like reforestation, for lack of a better word, that is actually like a legitimate backed up by science.
Right.
And like the radiation that is emitted by the Titans like does cause like a mass amount of vegetation to pop up in the areas that they go through.
Interesting. I thought radiation kills vegetation.
Right, but apparently not when it comes from like these things. Like, and that's where the logic starts to, go out the window. You can tell they're trying to drop hits of Kong whenever they can.
What was it that made all of the Titans go dormant to begin with?
So, if I'm remembering this correctly, it was the whole thing that the whole thing was that the nuclear tests in the 50s were supposedly a cover-up for them trying to deal with Godzilla, but that radiation also caused them to go dormant.
Yeah. But what about, obviously, Hydra was in ice, somehow it got frozen.
Right. Well, they actually find out later on that the thing that separates, there's actually something that separates Ghidorah from the rest of the kaiju.
Wow. See that line of dialogue right there, I'm sorry, undermines that whole argument of how strong she is because it's all separate from men, but it's not. The fact that she just like in this position of power just yelled like, you can't run from, like, let her emotions get the best of her, and like revealed that really like it is like these decisions are not based in rationality and are based in like her like woman scorned, like the classic woman scorned. Like her husband ran from the situation, ran from the problem. She became unhinged. She couldn't deal with this, and now she's making these crazy, rash decisions like that are going to eliminate billions of human beings. Like that is the opposite of a strong female lead. That's like sending women characters back. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but who am I? I'm just like a white dude who just like is coming from that perspective.
You literally just took the words out of my mouth right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, about to be in my favorite sequence in the movie. I love how they literally just revealed that Tywin is literally like not even a major bad guy.
Yeah. Except for the fact that, like, well, it's so funny. Like, she was on board with him and his terrorists coming in, also like murdering the team of scientists that she were friends with, and she's cool with that. Like, how unhinged do you have to be to like watch your friends and like innocent scientists like who dedicate their life to studying things just get murdered?
Yep. Like his presence in this movie is so pointless. Yeah, that's probably exactly what she told her.
So he's on the same page as her?
Yes. Yep.
Who is that famous British actor who plays, oh gosh, he plays like the head vampire in Underworld. He also plays like the Kraken in
Bill Nye, Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, Davy Jones. Like you could tell like Tywin Lannister really tries to like channel some of that in his acting. There's a lot of
that's like a really good point, actually. I never thought about that.
Like the way he was talking and his mannerisms there were like almost identical.
Bill Nye-esque.
Yeah. Because he's got like definitive, like when you saw Davy Jones, you saw him, which is like really cool.
Absolutely. No, so I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a really well done sequence.
Well, anytime you get in like mass hysteria and like post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic.
Hey, another movie that predicted the current climate that we're living in.
Yeah. This is not social distancing.
Right.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
I forget which monster comes out the volcano.
Rodan.
So this monster was contained, this by humanity?
No, it was dormant inside this volcano. Like this is where it like goes to like roost.
But did humans have it contained, like keeping it dormant? Didn't they say like she turned the containment?
Well, they had set up monitoring stations to monitor each of them that were dormant already before they ever built those stations.
Got it. Do you think these people knew that existed dormant?
Oh, wait till you see like the actual effects that this wing has. What local legends?
Remember that tropical storm where we lost Monster Zero?
Unless it's not a storm. Wow, look, I even predicted the line. Yeah, because the dragon is capable of creating its own storm.
That's actually awesome.
PG-13 movie.
It wouldn't.
They had.
It wouldn't have been the third F if these things are just creatures. Like they're in. I don't know. It's going to be the food or fight.
Well, no, what their idea is actually pretty cool. The idea to like lure them towards each other and have them fight for dominance. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Wish it could have, lasted longer than 3 seconds.
I just thought it was idiotic to assume the third thing that he was going to say. I mean, it makes for a funny line of dialogue.
Yeah. Oh man. This sequence actually is. Oh my god. Well, look at the textures, like the scales on its back.
It is
like that's
really
like
cool.
The designs here are actually legitimately really cool.
It is really cool. Now, if right now in this moment, the theme song, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and Tom Morello, who is the guy who plays the song from Pacific Rim, kicks in and a giant mech warrior drops from the sky with a sword and a plasma cannon and starts fighting this monster, that would be a great movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my Pacific Rim bias.
Oof. Again, making the same old mistakes. Sending fighter jets at that thing. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Right.
Look at this thing.
These things, I know, would be so much faster than these jets.
Right. Right. Like, look at that shit. Those jets aren't going to do a goddamn thing.
Honestly, I wonder if they. Oh, that sucks. That was really unfortunate.
I'm sorry. That's hilarious. That's so.
He could have angled. He could have angled himself a little bit there, probably.
Not with how big that thing's beak is. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know it's bad when they don't even have a Wilhelm scream thrown in there for one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bad move.
It's like, presumably these monsters know each other.
Right. But again, it's like a territorial thing. They meet, they fight.
Yeah.
Of course, it has to pose.
Yeah.
Before they. Thank God the 2 monsters were distracted by each other.
Yeah, this 3-headed monster is pretty beefy.
Yeah.
That's some good piloting.
Yeah, see, look, this is cool. How many times do you think he had to rehearse that line?
No idea. I can show you. He's like a little desperate for his approval.
Right.
mean, it's funny because like this guy's like a photographer, but he's like a badass.
Right.
I mean, he's more than a photographer. I know,
That always happens.
because he's a doer.
Yeah. And Billy, how many times do you think Ice Cube Jr. had to rehearse that line that he just spouted? Oh, we're screwed. That's what.
Oh. Ooh.
You're only telling us this now, halfway through the movie?
It makes sense. Something like this seems feasible.
Yeah,
but
again, like I feel like this would have been like good to bring up, you know, at the court hearing at the beginning of the movie, and like
obviously to keep it a secret.
Like whether you were utilizing this specific weapon, and the whole thing would be like, well, you don't have a weapon that you can actually use on these things.
Yeah.
But nope, just halfway through the movie. Oh, we have this convenient thing that we've had this entire time.
Fire.
Yeah, dead. All of them dead.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant. Sorry, too soon.
Too soon. Are you kidding me? We're living in the Corona era. I don't think anything's too soon anymore.
That's true.
Oh, speaking of which, I gotta tell you about a great Kobe Bryant joke that I heard after Rock. Oh, it's way too awful to say on here.
All right.
Oh, so now it remembers them.
It's like, what's up? Oh, Godzilla!
Okay, that was a T-Rex level of, like, Deus Ex Machina right there. You know how the T-Rex from Jurassic Park always comes out of nowhere super silently?
Yeah. Yo, that now he's in the water. He's in Godzilla's
right over
territory now. Huh.
Yeah.
And now that they're underwater, does the weapon still work?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like that neck, that would be toast. Like, oh, did that head just fall off?
Ripped off one of the heads.
Oh, that's incredible. That was like.
Ooh. That's the other thing too. That's going to cause a tidal wave that's like going to wipe out that whole town.
Yeah.
Damn. Killed all the fish. Basically wiped out, you know, the entire food supply for that one island.
Yeah.
Way to screw everyone that was left. And of course, jack shit to the dragon.
What's amazing that neck is
right.
Like,
that neck is
like I feel like it would be flopping. It would be flopping from the side.
Right. Now, Billy, as stupid as the explanation is, there is an explanation.
Right, it's time. You gotta cut it. It's too loud. Okay. Or you can go down to the playroom, but not up here. It's too late. Good night.
Good night.
What's the play, Dom?
I don't know.
We could just be quieter.
That's my only option.
Okay. We'll whisper now.
Yeah. I could just whisper like.
Or we can continue part 2 tomorrow. That's up to you.
This is possible.
Oh, it's growing a new one. That's crazy. That's actually a pretty beast evolutionary trait.
Yep. Cut off one head, another shall take its place.
Ooh, nice imagery. Oh, this thing.
Yep.
Those oil drills totally would have poked it a few
Right.
times. Telling me this is a giant turtle. I hope it's a giant turtle.
Yep.
Like, wow, that thing is huge. It's gotta be like the biggest one.
Right. Just waking them all up.
That's the leader.
It's because that thing's not from here.
Does that like squash her whole idea? If it's not.
Pretty much.
Wait, Ghidra's not from Earth?
Yep. It's apparently an alien.
Because it's not from Earth, does that mean that all of Earth's monsters will try to fight it? No, I don't know.
Yep.
I guess.
Again, logic just gone out the window at this point. All except one.
His best role, Terminator.
Yep.
Best death scene ever. That was
Right.
him, right?
Yeah, that was him.
Oh,
Joe
sorry.
Morton is the actor.
I gotta be quiet.
Nah, you're fine. It's me that's got to worry.
I'm down to wait to do that part 2 tomorrow if that makes it more enjoyable.
It's up to you, honestly.
Let's do part 2 tomorrow. We'll be re-energized, reinvigorated. We can be loud.
All right. All right, so we'll cut it off at 108.
108.
108. Got it. All right, so I will end the broadcast now.